What is up, y'all? What is up? Welcome to another Mark D video. I know I said I'm gonna be doing like these videos where I feel like I want to just express something or talk about things I enjoy. And today, y'all see the title. Reading is beautiful. And the reason why it's titled like that is because honestly, y'all, during my time to myself and even this month overall, I've gotten into reading a lot more, y'all. Reading. And I never really had that chance to just like read all these books. I was more of like a comic book kid growing up, just going through the superhero stuff and all those good things. I would never was a Harry Potter person or anything, even though, it's very like popular series. I've just recently watched the movies 2 years ago for the first time, and I obviously I was missing out on something, you know what I mean? I know Harry Potter used to be big back then. I was just me and my comic books. And so the reason why I'm gonna make this video is because I just want to tell y'all how I got into reading, how much I love it, you know what I mean? And overall, explain what I'm currently reading and what I want to read in the future, and also what I've overall read this month. I want to make it like a consistent thing to where I do like a monthly reads type video, and also, get some recommendations from y'all out there, watching the video, who might know my taste and might know other books that might be, acquainted with that taste, And so this video is for me to express my newfound love for reading. And, I read manga, I read comics, I read all these things. I feel like the only thing I read was Percy Jackson and Maze Runner. Other than that, that was it, y'all. That was it. But yes, so I want to tell you guys what got me into reading, okay? This is probably the most random video I put on the channel, but it's all right. We balling, yo. I told you I'm gonna drop what I want to drop. I don't know if this video is gonna be short or, your boy has been busy, and during that busyness, I have not really had time to watch shows, binge shows, or watch movies as much. But there's one movie I wanted to see really bad, and that was Project Hail Mary, y'all. And I was just super hyped for it. Y'all may not know this, but I'm a huge sci-fi person. I'm very into the Star Wars movies, all those good things, man. And just overall sci-fi, science fiction is just awesome. I love the alien movies, I love all of that, you know what I mean? Love me the Xenomorphs. I love Prometheus, y'all. Y'all may hate me for that, but I like that movie too. Prequel to the, Alien series that not many people like, but your boy does. Even, all the things, man. Sci-fi, I'm all for it. So, Project Hail Mary was dropping. I did not know anything about Project Hail Mary. I love, everything that's getting compared to Interstellar. I know the same author made The Martian. I love The Martian. All those things. So I was just like, man, what is Project Hail Mary? I know it's just Ryan Gosling, but every time I saw the trailer, I was like, what is this? What is it about? And so they're telling me beforehand when the movie was dropping, read the book, or overall highly recommended listen to the audiobook for Project Hail Mary. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna listen to the people and get my head in the books, you know what I mean? So your boy got Project Hail Mary, man. And by the way, this is actually after I had to listen to the audiobook because the movie was coming out the same week when I decided to get to it. So I eventually, after listening to the audiobook, I got the physical book. But overall, y'all, that was the start of my journey. As I was listening to the different narrations, to the amazing narrator. I'm so sorry for not remembering his name. He did an incredible job. I even heard that he did it all just as he was reading for real, and all the emotions and stuff like that was amazing. That was my first audiobook too, y'all. So I'm usually a huge podcast person, so I was like, you know what? Let me mess with this a little bit, And I got into it a lot, y'all. I was listening to that audio every chance I had, and I was loving Project Hail Mary, y'all. Loving it. And then, you know, I saw the movie after I listened to the audiobook, and it was just like it was awesome. It was awesome just watching it all on screen. Even seeing some scenes that weren't in the book, and just overall, like, I felt the same emotions I was reading for. Man, I never cried to a book, y'all, but I cried to Project Hail Mary, you know? Like, it was amazing. And, you know, I've read manga. I've read, you know, all these other things, like comics, stuff like that. But, you know, reading it was I never thought would bring out emotion in me, for real. And as I was just listening to the audio, y'all, I for real was like, I needed a moment to myself at some point while reading this book, man. And overall, like, it was just amazing experience. I enjoyed, you know, Riley and Gray, shout out, Rocky, and just overall, like, how the story is building up and how the story starts off to piecing together what has happened. And when you finally realize what has happened, it's just shocking. And, you know, events are happening in this book, because overall it's about a man trying to save the earth from this thing called astrophage that is dimming the sun's energy. And if he does not do it, the world will be doomed. So I was just like, you know, I'm sitting here for it. Mind blown, y'all. Mind blown. From there, I was like, okay, I gotta see what else is up. So your boy has been a little book talk lately, and I literally was into you know, I was already on the sci-fi, right? So I love fantasy. So I said sci-fi fantasy mashed up together. You know what that brought me to? The one and only Red Rising trilogy. Red Rising was the next book I read after Project Hail Mary. Oh wait, to be fair, my bad, y'all, before I mess up right here. I was reading some books. I read this book called Strange Buildings, Strange Houses. Not Strange Buildings, that's the newest one. Strange Pictures, Strange Houses by Uketsu. I don't know if I'm butchering that name, I'm sorry. Great thriller series. I read those books as well, like months ago. And, you know, Strange Buildings just came out. I haven't read that one yet. But I also read that previously before Project Hail Mary book Marcus came out. But those books are also really good. But, you know, now I'm talking about Red Rising. Red Rising, y'all. This trilogy is incredible. I'm still reading through Morning Star right now. And, like, I'm like a little bit right here. Literally right here. So I'm like, you know, probably like 130 in. I just started it this week. You know, shout out my little sticker right here, Monsters We Make. This is the third part to the trilogy. And then, you know, Golden Sun, y'all. Second part of Red Rising. Okay, let me describe these feelings, y'all. Y'all might think, oh, Marcus is being, you know, overwhelming with all this, you know? Y'all, Project Hail Mary was amazing. One of my favorite books of all time, and I might stand by that, because that book really changed my book journey and got me onto reading more. And when I started Red Rising, I was just like, whoa, like, this is sick, you know? And I seen all these comparisons of like Hunger Game themes and Game of Thrones themes, and Red Rising brings a lot of those themes into this sci-fi fantasy. And it is a great time as you meet our character Darrow, who's a red, who is trying to basically come to, like, get to the top of the society and break the system where they are overruled by people by the color of golds. Golds are the highest of order. But there's a lot more to it once he figures out many things later on in the story. Great read. Great read. And then I got to Golden Sun. Golden Sun, y'all. This book was crazy. This, y'all don't understand. I'm being so for real when I say you gotta watch this movie. See, look at me. Got me messing up. You gotta read this book. This sequel alone is incredible. Jaw-dropping. Everything. It has everything. You think it has it. It's insane. This sequel was crazy. But before I started Red Rising series, I completely skipped the book right now. No disrespect. I started a book recommended because it was book of the month. And, you know, it was getting recommended to me as I was getting Red Rising. Fox Hunt. Fox Hunt was a fun book. It is a about a girl basically who attends this university, and she becomes friends with these group of people who are part of like a secret society. And so things start to change when basically one night the secret society, which is basically mostly boys, do a ritual on where they dress the girls up as foxes and then they hunt them. That's why it's called Fox Hunt. By the way, this is her debut as an author. Shout out Caitlin Breeze for real. Shout out. The book was awesome. Oh wait, my bad. Let me go back. The guys started chasing the girls as they're dressed up as foxes. So our main character, her name is Emma. She basically is getting cornered when they realize they're actually about to kill her. And so she turns into a fox. And then from there, this whole other world is opened up to her. And she goes down this journey on basically trying to break down the society that was trying to kill her originally. And overall, explore this new world that she's become a part of. It was a great read, great time. And that was what I read after Project Hail Mary. It was like I said, it was a debut. I was not really like I couldn't get the pacing of the book yet because this is my first book after Project Hail Mary. So I found it to be a great time overall though. Like the fantasy side of it, it's just a fantasy book, by the way, if you couldn't tell by what I'm saying. And it was a great time. I loved Emma as a character. I love seeing progression, her character development. And then, you know, it was a great book. But yeah, I read those books. So I technically read 4 books this month. And then I'm currently reading Morningstar. So I just want to explain to you guys how much this reading journey has been like incredible. And I know I keep emphasizing these things, and maybe I can encourage you to read a book as well. Highly recommend reading Strange Pictures from Uketsu. That will probably put you on if you're into thriller. And it's a lot of like mystery building into it. If you already seen the Project Hail Mary movie, read the book, y'all. Read the book. If you have not watched the movie, read the book. Read the book to Project Hail Mary. I feel like those movies, those books were the best books for me to get into. And Red Rising series, you could easily get into that if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, Hunger Game type stuff. Yo, it's just dystopian stuff happening in Red Rising, and it is a great time. These are my recommendations as someone who has barely started his reading journey and now is currently on it. And yeah, I'm thinking of updating you guys like every month, end of the month, of what books I've read. You know, slide me those recommendations. Maybe I'll get to them eventually, y'all. But yeah, reading has overall been such a great time, y'all. It's been such of like I've always been a person with a huge imagination. Even growing up, I used to just, you know, imagine myself as a superhero, run around the house and do all these types of things. And it's like, when I read these books, I could just like picture it in my head. And it's like I create my own show as I read the words. And sometimes like the writing in these books are incredible, like beautifully written. And the emotions are being conveyed through the text are so like, they get you, y'all. And I'm just overall loving this journey, y'all. I'm loving it. Let me see. Yeah, if you have not tried any reading, please try one of those 3 that I named. Possibly you might be into it. If not, then go ahead. You will find your own book that you are interested in. And so now I'm gonna tell you guys what books I want to be reading in the future. And if you guys have any recommendations, put them down in the comments below for your boy. I'm gonna show y'all the books right now. So these are the books I have in my list that are on my up next list. So first, I have this series after Red Rising, of course, called Dungeon Crawler Carl. I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's a little dystopian type of vibe. I don't know. I get like a little comedic feel to it, but a lot of people are saying there's more to it than what I'm reading. And basically, it's about a man who basically ends up on a alien game show, and he must survive these like games that he's in. And basically, he has to be partnered up with his ex's cat. Like, I know this sounds crazy, but this book seems so fun to me that I was just like, I gotta try this, you know? I gotta read it. It's a book 1 of 7, so I'm gonna definitely see how this series goes after I read Red Rising, of course. So, and then I got Remarkably Bright Creatures, which is coming soon to Netflix, so y'all see that right there. I just heard great things about it. I like the color to it. It looks very nice. It's a different book from what I've been reading, like fantasies, dystopian type stuff. And I wanted to go for a book that's like chill, kind of like adventurous, kind of like, I think this book might be a little emotional with what I read. But like, just look at this, the pages, y'all. Like, it's awesome. And it's basically about a mom who recently is, she's a widow, and she also lost her kid. And basically, an octopus ends up trying to help her, I guess, find the kid. That's what I'm getting from what I read. But it seems very interesting, and I love the way the pages look and everything. So I'm just very excited, and I want to explore outside my comfort zone a little bit while doing that. So then, of course, I want to keep reading these series of Red Rising. So your boy got Iron Gold by Pierce Brown, of course, the same author who made Red Rising trilogy. I don't know anything about these books. I'm not even reading the back of it because I want to avoid anything that could potentially spoil what I'm currently reading. But I do plan on reading these books. Also Dark Age and everything. I don't have those other books yet, but yeah, this will be my Red Rising journey. I'm definitely getting physical copies of all Red Rising books because I love the series that much. But my overall goal will be to read this book, y'all. The Count of Monte Cristo. And I heard this is the best revenge story. It's even fast paced for a 1,000-page book. People are huge fans of it. Look at this book, y'all. Don't this look intimidating? And that's why I got it. I want to read this book and progress through it. This will be my first Penguins Classic book, y'all. Penguins Classic. So this is my goal after everything, is to read this book and maybe open my gateway to Penguin Classics overall. Read more later on. I'm hearing a lot of great Penguin Classics that I need to check out. And yeah, I'm just so obsessed with all these books right now, y'all. If y'all could see my desk space, it is filled with nothing but books. And those are what the books I'm gonna be reading in the future after I finish Morningstar. That's it, man. Like, I hope this encourages y'all. I'm gonna do a bookly update. So this is the first video of many that I want to make about my reading journey. And I know it may seem random to you guys, but it's honestly something I've become very passionate about now. And I love it. And I'm overall grateful I even took the time to read Project Hail Mary. And now I've read 4 books in like the past month. And August is about to end soon, so maybe a little monthly video gonna come out soon of what other books I finish after. But I've been grateful, and even with all this busyness, these books have just been my way of just like escaping from reality. You can't do that through TV all the time, sometimes through the pages, y'all, through the pages. And I love it, and I hope this encourages someone else to pick up a book, try it out. Like I said, great books are out right now. Explore. Look at Book Talk. I've even downloaded some book tracking apps, and these apps are like giving reviews of different books. Like, I'm getting into it, y'all. I'm one step at a time. I've been doing this a lot more on my free time, and I find it very freeing. And I've even started my day off just reading, or during my breaks reading, taking my time off of like the social media, just overall lessening my electronic usage, and just getting into this side, reading overall. But yeah, so currently reading Morningstar. Expect to update maybe in my next video when I make a book video, or maybe I'll be reading another book when I make it. But I want to thank you guys for listening to my rant. I just want to talk to you guys about just my reading journey and how I'm starting it, and I want to show my reading journey to y'all and give you guys my perspective on how it's overall been for me as a new reader. And like I said, bro, like, it's awesome. Pick up a book, y'all. Pick up a book, and I'm sure you'll love it as much as me, yo. You will find your book. You will find your book. And some of them might not be as good as you want it to be. So there is such thing as do not finish. DNF. That's why I learned on Book Talk, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I've been on it, man. I've been on it. But this is probably like the biggest nerd out video I've ever made. But I love it, y'all. I love it. I love to talk about these things, man. And yeah, that's all I gotta say for this video. I appreciate you guys for watching and listening to my rant. Even if you guys aren't even into reading or into anything I'm saying, I appreciate you guys for being here. And as always, y'all, please share the video. And if you like the video, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. To tune in for future streams and future uploads, make sure I hit that bell icon right next to the sub button. And I also be streaming on Twitch, so if you guys think I'm not being consistent on my uploads, I've actually been on the Twitch. So make sure you guys follow the Twitch down below. And yeah, y'all, if you guys got any books or any books you guys are currently reading that you guys want to tell me about, feel free to tell me. I love to get to know y'all and see what y'all are into reading wise, and you know, let me see those recommendations. Maybe I'll pick it up one day. And yeah, y'all, I appreciate you guys for watching this video again, and till next time, y'all, peace.